start recording, I start recording. You want to fight about it? No, I bet you don't. Okay, music. So I think perhaps my most popular video is this manifestation technique that I did. I just started watching it and I hate it. I don't hate the technique. It's a good technique, but I don't like the video. And I have been meaning to remake this one for a very long time because I do a lot of talking and it was early on in the year and I really didn't know how to quickly get to my point. And I was sort of developing this technique as I was going along, you know, and just using it. And somebody, that's better. Somebody commented on that video's comment section, you don't need to do this. I was thinking, like, you assume this position and then you do this and you do that. And there's just a lot of convoluted things that I, excuse me, just ate breakfast. Oh. Convoluted things that I started talking about that just aren't necessary. And there we go. That's a little better. Ooh, color. I'm going to remake it now because the only thing that matters are a few things. And cue music. And all you really have to do, are a few things. So I'm just going to try to go through those, okay? Really, all this technique is focused breath work, and it's a breath retention exercise. Breath retention exercises are some of the most powerful exercises energetically. Breath exercises are, in general, some of the more deep breathing techniques, you know, serve to relax and so on. Breath retention stores up a lot of energy or chi or whatever, and then when you either suck all the air back in and that energy flows up and out or whatever, or it's directed towards some specific place. In this technique, the focus is on the heart center, which is your manifestation center. If you really wanted to, and you'd be a pretty experienced magician to be able to pick a chakra and know exactly how to transfer that energy through probably the central channel or whatever channels you use inside of your body to use that chakra for a specific type of manifestation. Like if you wanted to manifest psychic phenomenon, then you might be able to use a breath retention exercise and bring all that energy all the way up to the brow chakra and not have it go everywhere else. That takes a lot of experience and skill, you know. If you've been a meditator for many years and have worked with breath techniques, breathing techniques, then yeah, you might be able to do that. But just for today's purposes, the focus is just on the heart, and that's all we need to do. So the manifestation technique involves more than I was really saying in the first video that I did. And this is the way I do it now. Okay. I put my hands like this because it just helps to focus you there. This is your whole world. This is the center of the universe. This is where things get created. This is where manifestation happens. So just know that. And put your focus here. Or even if you want to, you can do this. This creates a circuit. It's a great circuit. It's a complete circuit. Internal energy. And all you're doing right now is saying what you want. And I try to hit every possible scenario. And I try to smile a little bit because that opens the crown chakra. You should never be bashful about what you're trying to manifest, otherwise the universe will be bashful in trying to give it to you. Did I mention how fat I looked in that video? Oh my god, so chubby. Anyway. Oatmeal. So, hands, heart. And it really doesn't matter which hand is over which. For some reason, in the practices that I do, it's left over right, which is usually the way in Qigong practice, the way a woman puts her hands over here. Okay? It makes sense. I'll get to this eventually. What am I manifesting for? I manifest abundance. I manifest abundance in my work. I manifest abundance in my play. I manifest abundance in my relationships with my friends. I manifest abundance with my relationships with my family. I manifest abundance in all areas of my life. I manifest abundance in the food I eat, in the exercise I do. I manifest abundance while taking a shower. I manifest abundance while going to the bathroom. I manifest abundance while eating food. I manifest abundance through my smile, through gazing at other people. I manifest abundance through love, through hate, through all relationships in life. I manifest abundance perfectly. Now, once you're done with that type of thing, and to me, that's a really strong way to put things. I try to put it in absolutely everything and hit it from every single angle, okay? And I like to repeat over again. I manifest abundance in, I manifest abundance with, I manifest abundance for, etc. And just keep repeating the same words. If you're just focusing on abundance in your life, then keep repeating that word. Hit everything that you can feel of, always smile, and just let whatever energies and thoughts you have flow into the words, and speak loudly and clearly and forcefully and powerfully. I'm not saying, I manifest, but if you want to, that's good. That's a lot of energy. So, and once you're done doing that, exhale all your breath, tuck in your tummy, push all that air out of there, move around a little bit, make sure none is lingering in your lungs or anywhere. Get it all out. And let the energy way down in your abdomen build for a little while. Then you're going to do the, I don't know what they call it in yoga, but it's when you tighten your butt muscles, the sphincter. We love talking about this stuff, don't we? Tighten that. It cuts off energy from going outwards, from leaking out your root chakra, okay? You do that. All the breath out, holding it for a while, lock it. Suck in a tiny bit of breath all the way down here, and just let that pool at the bottom in your lower dantian in Chinese terms. And you're going to hold that down there for as long as possible until you can't possibly hold it anymore. You're going to feel a burning sensation, and you're going to feel starved for air. You might not be able to do this so easily at first, but once with practice, or if you get a lot of exercise and you do breath work, then this won't be so hard for you. But just beware of those things. Breath out. Let it build a little bit. Tiny bit of air. Let it build more. Not in the lungs, down here. And when you can't hold it anymore, there will be a moment of bursting. That's what you want. That is your firing method. In chaos magic, we call it firing a desire into the universe. That burning sensation is energy building, and then you can't do it anymore. It releases all of that energy outwards. Okay? And that's the whole technique. That's it. It's just breath retention, focusing the breath. One other thing that you might want to do is when you're doing I manifest this, I do whatever your desire is, make sure that you're sort of bottling it all your little desires are right in here. It might just be like a feeling that you have, an idea that you have in your head that you're keeping in mind, or a small visualization, like little bundles of desires that you're all putting up right in here or whatever. And then when you release that, make sure you bring it all the way to here, and don't let it go any higher, because you can and you get kind of cut off and funky. And that's it. That's the manifestation technique. I do this because I think it helps to focus the energy. You don't necessarily have to do that. And it's good times. And really, it's really, really powerful. What are some other problems? If your central channel, where the energy is coming from, your lower dantian, this lower energy center, a little bit below the navel, that's what I like to think of it. I don't necessarily think of the chakras. You can't think of like the second chakra as where this energy is pooling at the beginning. And then when you breathe in and that release, that burst happens, that explosion, the energy travels up the central channel and comes into the heart chakra, and then it just sort of like goes out into the universe for manifestation purposes. If your central channel isn't clear, when you like this, you might tense up over here because you're not used to it, and the energy is getting stuck, and it might be a little uncomfortable. So I would recommend getting into some type of exercise or focused breath work first. What would be fabulous, and I love this technique in general, is the breath of fire. You just get all balanced and spine erect and all that stuff. It's a fabulous breath. And what you're trying to do is you're emptying the lungs as much as possible without straining it, and then breathing it in as comfortably as possible without gasping. And so it's just this continuous. And if you do it wrong, of course, this takes some practice too, so maybe this isn't a good technique to start. But if you do it wrong, then you're gonna hyperventilate. Okay, but just certain things, breath work or whatever, if you want, anything like that, just to get the central channel clear. Because if you don't, and if you're not doing anything to clear it out or to strengthen it or whatever, then you might run into some problems. Because these breath retention exercises, as I said in my last video, are not for the faint of heart. If you've got a lot of blockages and things, and how do you know if you have blockages? Everybody has blockages. Well, just if it's difficult for you, then practice something else first. There's the caveat. Okay? If this is difficult for you, try to clear out the central channel first. Do some other focused breath work and energy work and all that good stuff. This means horny in sign language. Why was I doing that? Never mind. Alright. I'm done. That's the manifestation technique. It's focused breath retention exercise goodness. Have fun.